Okay, this right here. This is not just another messy update scrolling past your feed. This is the kind of situation that makes the entire internet freeze mid-scroll and say, "Nah, this just got way too real." Because Nevaeh has finally broken her silence and the timing. Yeah, it couldn't be more intense if it tried. We're talking about emotions running high, pressure from every direction, and a situation that already felt chaotic now turning deeply personal. And let's not pretend we didn't see this tension building. Because the drama surrounding Blueface has been escalating like a reality show that forgot to hit the pause button. Every day it's a new twist, a new reaction, a new moment that adds another layer to the chaos. But this time it feels different. This feels heavier. This feels like something that's actually starting to take a toll beyond the jokes and memes. Because now people aren't just reacting for entertainment, they're reacting with concern. The internet went from laughing, joking, and making memes to suddenly asking, "Wait, is she okay?" And when that shift happens, you already know things have crossed into a completely different level of seriousness. This isn't just viral content anymore. This is real-life pressure playing out in front of millions. Meanwhile, the reactions from Blueface, though, they're not exactly calming the situation down. If anything, they're adding more fuel to a fire that's already out of control. Because when someone at the center of the chaos keeps moving unpredictably, it makes everything feel unstable, like the next moment could flip the entire narrative all over again. And here's where it gets even more intense, because people are starting to connect dots, bring up past moments, and question whether everything we're seeing right now has been building for way longer than we thought. Old clips, old reactions, old energy. Suddenly, everything feels relevant again. But what Nevaeh just revealed, yeah, that changes everything. And if you thought this situation was messy before, you haven't seen anything yet. Now, if you really want to understand why this situation feels so heavy right now, you have to rewind everything back to where the tension actually started. Because this didn't just appear overnight like a random trending topic. This has been building slowly, quietly, like pressure stacking up behind the scenes while everyone was distracted by the louder moments. And the moment Nevaeh finally spoke, that was just the release of everything that had been sitting there waiting. Because the dynamic between Blueface and Nevaeh has never been what you would call simple or stable in the first place. T's always had that unpredictable energy where things look calm on the surface for a second and then suddenly shift without warning. And fans, oh, they've been watching every detail like it's a live reality series with zero script control. At first, the signs were subtle, almost easy to ignore if you weren't paying close attention to the energy. Small changes in tone, little moments that didn't quite feel the same, interactions that seemed slightly off compared to before. And while most people brushed it off, the internet detectives, yeah, they clocked everything from the beginning. Then came the build-up. And this is where things started getting louder without actually exploding yet. Social media activity changed. Reactions started carrying more weight, and fans began reading between the lines like they were decoding hidden messages. Because once the internet senses tension, it doesn't just watch, it investigates. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, rumors started forming before anything was even confirmed. Nothing solid, nothing official, just whispers that something wasn't right. But as we all know, whispers online don't stay whispers for long. They grow, they spread, and before you know it, they become full-blown narratives that people treat like facts. And then everything shifted. Because once Nevaeh broke her silence, the entire tone of the situation changed instantly. This wasn't subtle anymore. This wasn't something you could scroll past and ignore. This was the kind of moment that makes people stop, replay, and start asking questions that didn't have clear answers. The reaction was immediate. People flooded the comments, timelines filled with opinions, and suddenly everyone had something to say. Some supporters rallied behind her instantly, saying she had every right to speak up and that the pressure she was under was obvious. Others questioned the timing, the tone, and what might have led to this exact moment. And just like that, the internet split. But here's where things started getting even more intense. Because while Nevaeh's voice added clarity in some ways, it also opened the door to even more questions. Because now people weren't just asking what happened, they were asking how long this has been going on and what else hasn't been said yet. At the same time, Blueface wasn't exactly helping to calm things down. His reactions, his energy, the way he moved during all of this, it kept everything unpredictable. One moment it felt like things might settle. The next moment something new would surface and push the tension right back up again. That unpredictability is what kept people locked in. Because when you don't know what's coming next, every moment feels like it could be the one that changes everything. And that's exactly the kind of environment this situation has turned into. Meanwhile, the internet started doing what it does best, digging. Old clips resurfaced, past moments got reanalyzed, and suddenly things that didn't seem important before started looking completely different. People were connecting dots, building timelines, and creating theories that spread faster than actual confirmations. And while all this was happening, the emotional side of the situation became impossible to ignore. Because beneath all the sarcasm, memes, and viral commentary, there was something real happening. The tone felt different, the reactions felt heavier, and the stakes, they didn't feel like just online drama anymore. This felt personal. And when something becomes personal in front of millions of people, that's when things get unpredictable. Because now every reaction carries weight, every word matters, and every moment can either calm the situation or push it further into chaos. Then came the turning point, a moment, a detail, something that acted like a spark hitting an already tense situation. And once that happened, there was no going back. The timeline lit up, reactions intensified, and suddenly this wasn't just trending, it was dominating the conversation. People started choosing sides more aggressively. Some stood firmly with Nevaeh, saying she's been under pressure and finally reached a point where she had to speak her truth. Others leaned the other way, questioning whether there was more to the story that hadn't been fully revealed yet. And then there's that third group. The ones watching everything unfold like it's a live drama, not even trying to pick sides, and the twists kept coming. Because just when it felt like things might slow down, another layer of tension appeared. More reactions, more subtle hints, more moments that added fuel instead of calming anything down. It became clear that this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a buildup reaching its peak. And the scariest part, this still feels like the beginning, because with Nevaeh finally speaking, Blueface continuing to move unpredictably, and the internet fully invested in every detail, you now have multiple forces colliding at once. And when that happens, things don't settle. They escalate, and based on how fast everything is moving right now, whatever comes next might be even bigger than what we've already seen. And just when you thought the situation couldn't get any louder, messier, or more chaotic, part 2 crashes in like a surprise plot twist with zero warning and maximum damage. Because the moment Nevaeh broke her silence, the internet didn't just react. It completely lost control. We're talking about timelines flooding, comments stacking faster than you can scroll, and people writing think pieces like they're defending a thesis on chaos. The reaction wasn't calm. It wasn't balanced, and it definitely wasn't quiet. It was instant, emotional, and extremely divided. Some people stood behind Nevaeh immediately, saying her tone alone showed how much pressure she's been dealing with. Others, they came in skeptical, analyzing every word like detectives trying to figure out what wasn't being said instead of what was. Meanwhile, right in the center of this storm, Blueface continues moving like a wild card that nobody can predict. Because instead of stepping in to slow things down, his reactions kept the situation unstable. One moment it felt like he might address things directly. The next moment the energy shifted again. leaving people confused and even more invested. And that confusion, it's exactly what turned this into a full-blown internet event. Because when nobody has clear answers, people start creating their own. And trust me, the narratives started forming fast. Some fans painted Nevaeh as someone under intense pressure, finally speaking out before things got worse. Others flipped it, suggesting there's more happening behind the scenes that hasn't fully come to light yet. And just like that, the internet split into camps. Team Nevaeh, Team We Need More Context, Team This Is Deeper Than It Looks, and, of course, the classic team I'm just here for the chaos, because there's always that group watching everything unfold like it's a live show. But wait, because this is where it gets even more ridiculous. The memes did not waste a second turning this entire situation into viral comedy. People edited dramatic clips, added intense music, and turned real moments into full movie trailers. People who weren't even following the drama before suddenly found themselves pulled in, trying to catch up on everything they missed. Because once a story reaches this level of intensity, it becomes impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Blueface continues to move in a way that keeps everyone guessing. There's no clear direction, no obvious resolution, just constant shifts that make the situation feel like it could explode at any moment, and that unpredictability, it's what keeps the entire internet locked in. Because when you don't know what's coming next, every moment feels like it matters, and just when it seems like things might slow down, another twist appears. Another reaction, another clip, another moment that pushes the tension even higher. It's like this situation refuses to settle, constantly feeding itself with new energy and new confusion. And the internet, oh, they are fully invested, refreshing timelines, rewatching clips, debating in comment sections like it's their full-time job. Because at this point, this isn't just drama. It's an event. But underneath all the noise, something else is building, something deeper. Because this doesn't feel like temporary chaos anymore. This feels like something that's leading toward a major moment. The kind of moment that shifts everything and leaves people looking back saying, that's when it really changed. And based on how fast this is escalating, that moment might not be far away. So if part 1 was the build-up, part 2 just made one thing very clear: nobody is stepping back, nobody is staying quiet, and absolutely nobody is ready for what might happen next. And now, this is where everything stops feeling like just another viral moment and starts hitting like something real, something heavy, something that actually leaves a mark. Because after everything that exploded in part 2, the energy didn't calm down. It shifted into something deeper, something more serious, something that doesn't just disappear when the timeline moves on to the next trending topic. At this stage, the situation surrounding Nevaeh doesn't feel like noise anymore. It feels like pressure, the kind of pressure that builds over time and eventually forces a reaction whether someone is ready or not. And when she broke her silence, it didn't just add to the drama. It changed the entire tone of the conversation. Because now people aren't just watching, they're concerned. Supporters are looking at her response and seeing someone trying to hold it together while dealing with everything happening around her. They're pointing out the tone, the timing, the way she delivered her message, saying it felt more emotional than calculated. And that perception, it's spreading fast across the internet. But on the other side, there are people questioning everything. They're asking whether there's more to the story that hasn't been revealed yet. Whether there are details missing that could change the entire narrative. And the more those questions get asked, the more complicated everything becomes. Because now there isn't just one version of the story, there are multiple. And then there's Blueface, because his presence in this situation doesn't make things clearer. It makes them more unpredictable. The way he moves, the way he reacts, the way he doesn't always respond directly, it keeps the entire situation unstable. And when something stays unstable for this long, it doesn't just fade away, it builds towards something bigger. Meanwhile, The internet is still trying to piece everything together, but instead of clarity, there's confusion, contradictions, resurfaced clips. Shifting narratives, it's like trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces keep changing shape. And that kind of uncertainty keeps people hooked, because nobody wants to miss the moment when everything finally makes sense. At the same time, silence plays a huge role here. Because there are moments where people expect answers, and none come. Moments where clarity could calm things down, and instead, things stay quiet, and that silence, it doesn't settle anything. It fuels speculation, builds tension, and keeps the situation alive longer than expected. And that's where things get even more serious. Because now it's not just about what's being said, it's about what isn't being said. And the gaps in the story, those gaps are where the wildest theories start forming. People fill them in with their own interpretations, their own assumptions, their own narratives. And once that happens, controlling the story becomes almost impossible. Meanwhile, public perception is shifting in real time. Every reaction, every post, every moment is being recorded, analyzed, and turned into part of a bigger narrative. And once that narrative starts forming, it doesn't just disappear, it sticks. It shapes how people are seen moving forward, long after the situation itself fades. And that's what makes this part so important, because this isn't just about right now, it's about what comes next. Are relationships permanently affected? Are alliances about to shift in unexpected ways? Is there something bigger about to be revealed that changes everything? Because the way this is unfolding, it doesn't feel like an ending. In fact, it feels like a setup. And just when people thought things might finally start slowing down, another subtle shift appears, not loud, not dramatic, but noticeable enough for people paying attention. A change in tone, a different kind of reaction, a moment that doesn't quite match everything else that's been happening. And that's when the questions start again. Wait, why now? What does that mean? Is there something we're not seeing? Because if everything we've witnessed so far was the main event, then why does it feel like something is still being held back? Why does it feel like there's another layer to this story that hasn't been revealed yet? And why does it feel like another twist is already waiting? Because if there's one thing this situation has proven, it's that nothing stays predictable for long. Just when you think you've reached the peak, something changes. Just when you think you understand the story, a new detail shifts everything. So maybe this isn't the finale. Maybe this is just the setup for what comes next. And if that's true, then whatever happens next, yeah, it might be even bigger than everything we've already seen. Now listen, if you made it all the way through this story and you're not sitting there like, what did I just watch unfold? Then you might be the calmest person on the internet right now. Because this situation didn't just give drama, it delivered full cinematic chaos with emotional twists, unanswered questions, and a storyline that still doesn't feel finished. So go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money. Because you already know this breakdown hit every angle of the madness and still left us with more questions than answers. And don't just sit back quietly either. I need you in the comments right now breaking this down. Who do you believe? Who's moving strategically and who's just reacting in the moment? Be honest, are you Team Nevaeh, Team Blueface, or Team this situation is way deeper than it looks? Because at this point, everybody's got a theory and nobody is fully agreeing on what's really going on. And that's exactly what makes this whole thing even more addictive to watch. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you actually doing? This story is evolving faster than people can keep up. And you already KNOW the second something new drops, another post, another reaction, another twist. Celeb Sync is going to be right here breaking it down with zero filter and maximum energy. Hit that notification bell too. Because missing even one update in this situation is like skipping a whole episode and coming back confused. And trust me, this plot is already complicated enough. You do not want to fall behind now. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just gossip anymore. This is a full-blown drama universe with shifting narratives, emotional fallout, and twists that keep hitting when you least expect them. And while everybody else is reacting late, guessing wrong, or missing key details, Celeb SYNC stays locked in, ahead of the chaos, and ready for whatever madness comes next. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.